Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Psalm 88, we have somewhat of a unique psalm in that it's a psalm completely of lamentation. There's no real resolution to this psalm. It kind of just trails off in despair. Typically, a psalm would start off in despair, and then eventually the psalmist gets to a point where they, reaffirm God's faithfulness, His power, and things like that. But this one just kind of is just one long lament before God. And this psalm is very valuable for people of faith because this psalm shows us that people of faith have laments and that it's okay to express those laments to the Lord. And that laments can actually be an expression of faith. The psalm starts off like this: O Lord, the God of my salvation, I have cried out by day and in the night before you. Let my prayer come before you. Incline your ear to my cry, for my soul has had enough troubles, and my life has drawn near to Sheol. I am reckoned among those who go down to the pit. I have become like a man without strength, forsaken among the dead, like the slain who lie in the grave, who you remember no more, and they are cut off from your hand. You have put me in the lowest pit, in dark places, in the depths. Your wrath has rested upon me, and you have afflicted me with all your waves. And he goes on from there. That's just just enough to get a taste for what this whole psalm is about. Just pouring out one's heart to the Lord and showing the Lord exactly how they are feeling in this lowest pit, as it's mentioned, and in the dark places and in the depths. And again, this shows us that there is space for lamentation before God when we're going through hard times. Sometimes perhaps we get the wrong idea that when we're going through a hard time, we should just kind of suppress that, put on a smile, act like everything's okay. Especially don't say anything to God about it. If we complain or we even acknowledge that we're going through a hard time or that we're struggling with how God is working in a particular situation, that somehow that's an indicator that we lack faith and that we are not faithful to God or something like that. But this psalm shows us that people of faith can have hard times and have even emotions tied to those hard times and be able to express those to God. And even that in and of itself can actually be not a sign of a lack of faith, but actually an expression of faith itself. Matter of fact, there's some remnants of faith found in this psalm, even while the psalmist is lamenting. In verses 11 and 12, he says, Will your loving kindness be declared in the grave, your faithfulness in Abaddon? Will your wonders be made known in the darkness, and your righteousness in the land of forgetfulness? So even while he's complaining and he's saying that, I'm to the point of death here, I don't feel like I can take any more, he's still recognizing God's loving kindness, His faithfulness, His wonders, and His righteousness. And he's saying, if I die, if I go into the land of darkness, how can I express that? How can I declare loving kindness and your faithfulness? How can I make known your wonders? How can I make known your righteousness if I die? But he still recognizes that God holds those attributes: loving kindness, faithfulness, doing wonders, having righteousness. So even in his lament, there is faith embedded in it. And the same thing can be true with us. Yes, we can be honest with the Lord. We can express how we're feeling. We can be open with our circumstances before the Lord. After all, God knows what we're going through. It's not a surprise to Him. But we can express that to Him, but do it in a way that's also expressing faith. And it can actually be a testimony to the faith that we hold within us when we bring these laments to the Lord. And so I'd encourage all of us, when you find yourself in that dark place, when you find yourself in the deepest pit, when you feel yourself in despair, lift up your lament to the Lord. Express what you're feeling to God. Let Him know that you're at the end of your rope and that you need help. And express that you have a heart to demonstrate or to express God's loving kindness, his faithfulness, his wonders, all these other things. But that you need the Lord to come in and help in your particular situation so that you can come out of it doing those very things. And so let's have space for lamentation. And hopefully Psalm 85 will help us to have the permission to do that, and maybe even give us the language and the verbiage to do that as well. So these are things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.